Good afternoon, everyone. It's nice to see some familiar faces and names with us again this afternoon. So welcome to this is our final CTT session of the year, this Rotary year, and we are delighted to end with one of the best topics and one of our best presenters, Anna Lester. Anna is the chair of the membership committee for the district. She is a past president of the Rotary Club of Stewart and a past area governor for Area 15. And she is the spunkiest person I know. And she'll do a fantastic job. Just a couple of housekeeping things though before I turn it over to Anna. Please keep yourself on mute while she's talking. But if you have a question, feel free at any time. Anna says she likes questions interactive during this. So unmute yourself and go ahead and ask your question. And also, if you would just enter your name and your club name in the chat so we have a record of who's here. So appreciate you all being there. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Anna.
All right. Good evening, folks, and happy Thanksgiving. Not Thanksgiving. Happy Easter weekend. Thank you for spending Thursday evening of a holiday with us. Like Kathy mentioned, I am the chair for membership. I'm going to share my screen. And so hold on one second. So I am here to talk about membership. I do want to reiterate what Kathy said. Please feel free to ask questions, make comments, share ideas along the way, because this is an interactive experience that makes it more fun. So I have an awesome team working with me. We formed for the first time this time last year. So we've been doing a lot of just kind of team building and knowing who's in the room and making a plan. So we are representing each of our areas. So your area you'll see is represented with a area membership advocate. We also have Megan Schinker-Fulcher, who's our vice chair, past district governor Nancy Whitlock, who is in charge of new club development, and Andy Van Hook, who is our innovative club advocate. So I've got a powerhouse team right here, and we are more than happy and excited to help you anytime you need it with membership. We all need help with membership. I want to make a comment that I've heard for quite some time, but Rotary is and has always been a membership organization, and service is our product. So we have to work on this membership thing so that we can be the most efficient or most effective in our communities and our world. What you're looking at right now is sad. I believe that you would agree with me. We in our district have seen a decrease in membership, and of course the pandemic did not help matters at all. We started off in July 2017 with 3,279 members, and presently we are at 2,926 members. So we're losing 353 of our Rotary family members. We've got to do something to turn it around. And it's going to take some work on all of our parts. So we first want to help you understand your club's numbers. The zone, which we're a member of Zone 33, has this really, for me, it really resonates and just helps me understand this new report called a progress report. And it's newer, and I'm going to start sending this on a monthly basis to your membership chair and your president of each of the clubs. So this will come, they populate the figures as of the first of the month, and then I get it just a little bit after maybe in the first week. But I want to go over this with you because it's a real eye opener. I'm going to pick on my own club, which is Stewart, just to kind of give you a snapshot at reading this report. So Stewart started right there, you see, with 53 members at the beginning of this Rotary year. And attrition year to date, so we have lost 3 members year to date. We've gained 4 members. So this column here just shows your current members. And the next column shows a net gain or loss. So we have a net gain of 1. Now this column really hurts my feelings. But the average attrition, so the zone has populated this with the 3-year average of the members that have been leaving my club, and that is averaging at 6, and that hurts my heart. But it is the honest data we're looking at. So if history repeats itself, and it often does when it comes to our club membership numbers, unless we, this will continue to get better once we do some work in our clubs, but attrition year to go for the rest of this year means that more than likely we're going to lose 3 more members before the end of this Rotary year. And so to just break even, which is this column here, we're going to need to install 2 new members to our club. But no one wants to break even. We want to be growing Rotary. We want to be growing our family. So this will be a goal for all of us, is to grow by 5%. So by the end of this Rotary year, our goal is to install 5 new members, and it's April. So we've got a lot of work to do. And we all have a lot of work to do, but I just wanted to show you this to make you comfortable and in the know about this report. We're going to encourage the membership chair as well as the president to share this data, this report with their members, so that we can all be on the same page and be working towards a common goal with one another. So I wanted to share that with you. So what do we need to do? How can we strengthen our district and our club so that we change this trend of that graph going down? There's 2 focuses that I want to just cover today, and I'm just picking 2. We can really get into the weeds with some of these, but it's a high level, but there are 2 focuses. And so we need to make our clubs the best experience possible for our members. We are all volunteers. We all have life pulling us in different directions. So we need to make this experience valuable to our members. So we need to do an internal look and make our clubs the best experience possible. So that's one focus. The next focus is we need to develop new clubs in our district. Kathy Cantor, our incoming district governor, has set a goal for my team, and that is to develop new clubs in each area. So 1 new club in 15 areas. So that would be 15 new clubs, and they can look different and have a whole different setup, and we'll touch on some options in a little bit, but that's exciting. And it's a goal that we're going to support and work towards. We'll talk about that. But first, we're going to look at strategies for improving the club experience. So the first is assessing your clubs. We already have resources that are readily available to us from Rotary, and I'm going to show you exactly where to find those. But just taking an honest to God look at our clubs and doing an assessment, then trying to introduce flexibility and innovation. So that will probably be identified after doing an assessment, maybe a few things to look at, to change and innovate. And then implementing a onboarding and an orientation program within your clubs, because most of our members are leaving after the first year or second year of membership. So we need to really put in the work to make those new members feel, part of, and to get them, integrated into our clubs and working and excited and invested in being Rotary. So why do you think that club assessments will help the health of the club? I'm going to cover a few. There's a lot more, but the first would be connecting with new members. So our new members are coming into our already existing clubs, and sometimes they're not asked what their passions are or what direction they would like, or the details. They're just coming into an existing club. So assessments, things like round table discussions, brainstorming sessions, a written survey or a digital survey, facilitated small group discussions. This is going to allow new members to voice their ideas and share and feel like they're really part of the club that they joined. Then just connecting with existing members, getting their feedback, identifying what they feel like it's working and maybe things that they would change, but just giving that an open forum for discussion. So I wanted to show you where I told you I would show you where to find some of the tools that already exist. So if you log on to My Rotary, which you see me doing right now, and you go to the learning and reference, learn by topic, and membership is right there on top because it is the most important to a membership organization. So if you click on membership, you will see, oh my goodness, there's so many resources here for you to just do a giant deep dive into your club and making it healthy. But this right here are all the assessment tools under Assess Your Club. I'm just going to point out a few. There's a lot of great material. You can click on any of these and they will take you to either PDF, documents or Learning Center courses. It's great. But this health check, club health check, that's wonderful to identify your club's problem areas and make changes to stay relevant for your members. And then also right here is enhancing the club experience. And that is a membership satisfaction survey. So both are great. And I encourage you to, spend some time with your club members. Now, the most important thing to do though, is once you do the assessment, is to follow up with the results, like an open discussion review with your club members all together. So it's an open forum. You're encouraging positive feedback, talking through and brainstorming. But then the next important fact is that you have to follow up with action. So you're going to need to identify, maybe there's two. I wouldn't bite off more than I could chew. I would just choose some small, make the number small, but choose some action items, some common denominators, and show your club that you're really invested in making it a positive experience. So you will have to make some changes. So next, let's talk about innovation and flexibility. So some of those items might come up after your assessment, that they might come up as suggestions or discussion topics. Here are just a few that I'm bringing up. You might consider changing your meeting format. So that's like how, when, and how often your meeting, and then maybe what the content of your meeting is. So maybe including more projects and less speakers. Do some leadership development workshops. That would be incredibly attractive to young professionals. And some really good socials. I mean, think outside the box. We've been isolated for 2 years. So our members, they need to reconnect. They need to reestablish relationships and friendships with one another. So just choose some really fun activities to do together, and then only offer good programs. So don't just fill your calendar to fill an evening or a meeting, because we are all busy, and if we're not showing value to our members, then they're leaving. Consider talking about new membership types to be attractive to different folks that are not currently members. So corporate membership, that is been around for a long time. However, I don't think our clubs, I think a lot of our clubs don't take advantage of it, but I mean, just look around your community about all the different, new businesses that have come in, after the pandemic. They might not be represented in your club at the moment. So just a corporate membership can have one active member on your roster, and then they can offer like maybe 2 or 3 substitutes that would each would take turns coming and being part of. But maybe also a young professionals type that might give a little bit of a discount on dues, because they're just getting started in life, and that might be helpful. Then family could operate just like the corporate. So it would be like one active member, but then several members of that family unit could rotate and support. And then just a reminder, so if you are adding or changing membership types, then you just need to update your bylaws. And so that's just covering like what the expectations are with those, like the dues and attendance and service participation. And Rotary has been supporting the less stress on attendance of in-person meetings, and maybe offering, attendance by participation in other ways. So like committee meetings, or everybody meets up at a community, service day, or some type of initiative.
So Anna, I'm going to jump right in with the question.
Yeah.
Have you had any experience with the corporate membership? My club is not, and we're thinking about maybe this is some way we want to go, but we've never tried it. Has it worked for clubs who have used this type of membership before?
So my club is guilty of not taking advantage of this great offering. It is, I mean, there are clubs that at DITS, there was a lot of discussion about clubs that were utilizing this, and it was very successful. And often, like, it can lead to more members, like maybe those members that were just a substitute really become invested in the organization, so they want to just join outright on their own. So there is experience, and there is success. I know that there are a lot of companies in my community that are not represented in my club, and that would lead to so much more like resources and just understanding of, what the needs are in our community. So it's a probably an underutilized membership type.
Yeah, I agree with you. And like I said, we're trying to figure it out, but maybe you can get me in touch with some people that I know there was some discussion at DITS, and I can't remember who we're talking about having it successfully, but maybe we can reach out to them.
Anyone on the call have corporate member example in your club? Okay, well,
We're all underutilizing it.
we are. We really are. And there's so many organizations and businesses out there that they will find value in this as well, because it gives them, like, they are encouraging their employees to be engaged and to serve their community. I mean, it's wonderful it's a win-win for both, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And Anna, in my club, the Blacksburg Club, we have we drafted a policy for it. The board adopted it 3 or 4 years ago. We changed our bylaws, but we've yet to fully utilize.
Okay.
It's hard for members to get their head wrapped around.
Mm-hmm. I understand. It's new.
And we adopted a policy, but we're just in the bylaws rewriting phase. And I'm finding Rotary International very unhelpful in this area, because they talk about relaxing these policies, but yet if you go to look at the draft constitutions that they have, and it's still I think very rigid. So if you look at the guidance they give you, it's great, but I'm afraid we're going to probably be fighting on the bylaws, just because of what's available at Rotary International.
And one of the issues,
Just a comment.
one of the issues at Rotary is that they only recognize 2 types of membership: honorary and active. So all of these other levels, they put the information out there for clubs, but they don't really give you much guidance on how to fully implement and draft it.
And similarly with Paul, it's similar with the attendance, and there's just so many areas where they're trying to move Rotary in one direction, but yet the draft documents that they have up there aren't don't really embrace it yet.
Right.
And we're just about to go into it, and I know I'm going to have a fight with some of the older members over that. So.
Good luck.
Yes.
Thanks.
Good
Sorry,
luck.
Anna.
No, I appreciate the feedback so much. Let's go. Okay. So orientation programs. I know that Paula has a lot of experience in the development of a great program in her club, Blacksburg. But so why? I mean, I think you all know the answer to this, why they would be important. So, we have these new members. They're coming into existing clubs with long-term members. And so just having a program to onboard and to orient them, it's going to show that you're welcoming and encouraging and happy that they have become members. It gives them an opportunity to learn about the opportunities to get involved, to really just roll up their sleeves and start by, joining a committee, or how they can be involved also in their area, their district, and just Rotary International, like on such a bigger level. A lot of folks don't realize just this amazing organization that we're members of reaches so much further than just their community. There are resources just where I showed you where those assessment tools were. Right under there is how to make new members feel welcome. And there is an orientation, suggested course of action, how to help you create one for your club. There's also wonderful learning center called Rotary Basics, and it's just a really wonderful intro to Rotary. It's like Rotary 101, and it's very interactive modules and videos, and I would encourage every single Rotarian to watch that, or to take part in that. And then also very important for us to have our new members comfortable with that as well. So orientation programs and onboarding just sets expectations, gets them excited, and really gets them invested in our club and our organization as a whole. So I want us to take a look at probably the most successful way we can really grow this Rotary family, and that is through new club development. I'm just being honest, some of our club leadership is going to experience some pushback when they want to implement some change in their clubs. And some members will desire to move forward, with a different Rotary experience, and that's okay. We also have community members, think about this, who have a heart for service and would love to join Rotary, but they're just never able to join a club that meets, say, at noon, on a Wednesday, because their job is never going to allow that. Just the industry that they're in, like teachers or educators. So there's also maybe folks just want to create, be on the ground level and create a new club because, they just desire to have that experience. So we can create new Rotary clubs, one, to save members from leaving our organization altogether for whatever reason, and two, to create a club for those who can't make our club meetings, or they just want to create their own experience. Both are great. My team is committed to helping your clubs, your members, non-members. We're committed to helping you along the way. Past District Governor Nancy Whitlock, this is where she is going to, just really, she's very committed to helping you all be successful with that. I want to take a look at a couple of innovative club types, just because I feel like you probably have already heard about these, but let's just continue the conversation. Probably the easiest method to start a new club, is a satellite club. That's because it only takes 8 members. It's sponsored by a club, an existing club. There's no need to have a new charter. This fits right under the existing sponsoring club, the membership numbers. And so it can remain a satellite, or it can become an independent club once it reaches 20 members. And it can be someone in Rotary now, or it can just be one of these people that they can't join your club, but they have a heart for service and they would love the opportunity. So, it can be started by both a non-member and a member. It does need a support system because there's going to be a lot of questions along the way and just encouragement. And so that will come from the sponsoring club. It'll come from the area clubs and our district. I'm not sure if I shared with you earlier. I think I did, yes, that Kathy Cantor, our incoming district governor, one of her goals is to start a new club in each area. This would be so easy to do with satellite clubs. But it just provides an alternative experience to the sponsoring club. It can just feel differently and operate differently. They can support one another, obviously, with fundraisers and projects, but they can have their own initiatives as well. So a couple more formats that I want to discuss are passport clubs. Now, we don't have any passport clubs in our district at the moment, but they're attractive for folks who do a lot of traveling. I think that's kind of where the passport portion came from, but they're very flexible. They encourage their members to, as they travel or just live, to visit different clubs along the way, and to bring back lots of different ideas and things going on. They can be a variety of formats, so it can be in person or online, and attendance is generally relaxed. Then another very successful in different districts, very successful club model is a cause-based or interest-based club. And that's just, you have a passion about a certain cause, or you share, the love for a certain hobby. I love hiking and the outdoors. So I think that the sound of like a outdoor lovers club sounds very attractive to me. But there, can be things like an anti-domestic violence club, a quilters club, a whiskey club. I think there's one in Greensboro for golfers. These can be a variety of formats, like they can be a hybrid or in person. It doesn't matter. It's just a shared interest and love. So I just wanted to share those few innovative club types, just to get your wheels turning. This does conclude my presentation. I think we all know that we have a situation that we don't want to continue going, down our numbers, our members. We don't want that to continue. So we have to do something different. I think doing assessments, looking internally to see what's working and what's not is so important. Then having the courage to make some changes, to really give that value to the member. And then when our clubs are not meeting the needs of some members, or we have a whole population that isn't going to be able to make your meetings, and they just want to create their own Rotary Club, then we're going to make new clubs and grow a Rotary family, and be more effective, and be able to do more service in the world. So it's all good. We just have to roll up our sleeves and be willing to work. I do want to share with you that my plan with our team is we're going to like one goal for next year is that we're going to try to grow Rotary by one club in each area. Also, another goal that District Governor-elect Kathy would like is that we have an in-person membership-focused event. And so we are excited to make that happen as well. The details aren't ironed out yet. We're still working on those, but I can guarantee it's going to be fun. And what we hope is that the membership chairs, membership teams of clubs, if there's a working committee, I hope there is, that they will attend, as well as, say, the president-elect, president, board members, anybody interested. But we really want to spend some intentional time with those membership chairs and committee members and really start building their knowledge base on how to turn this around. So that will be covered in the in-person event, but also we will be, I'm committed to going to each area in the first part of the year to meet with these, small groups of the area governor, the membership chair and their committee, and some of the club leadership to really talk about a membership growth plan and have some action steps and some goals work on. So that's going to happen as well. So I just wanted to let you know about both of those. I'm just looking at a whole bunch of names right now. Is there? It's really odd, but I really want to say thank you for spending some time with me on Thursday evening of Easter weekend. I really want to tell you that our team is committed to being helpful in any way. You just have to ask, but we will also be reaching out to you for these group meetings as well. So are there questions or comments or anything?
Let's just open it up for anybody who has questions to feel free
Well,
to.
yeah, so, and I do have a comment about the new clubs, and, you point out that you only need 8 members, and, in area 2, we've got 6 clubs, and I think Woodstock may be the only one where people don't have to serve as president more than 1 year at a time. Because when you have a small club, officers are a problem, and you end up with burnout at the officer level, because you've got you've got presidents having to be president for 2 or 3 years. Ross down in Newmarket, I told him when he was having to go down pets, I said, why don't you just teach it? This is his 3rd time. He shouldn't be there to learn, he should be there to teach now. But so I see that as a problem. If not, growing your membership is great, but I think just growing clubs, you've got to do it with your eyes wide open.
Right. And I have seen the pain of smaller clubs, and that just drain on leadership. It's like anything under 25 members really makes it tough it's tough. So that 25 is just like a tipping point of once you get to that 25, it's a lot more relief.
We've got 72 or 3, and it's hard enough getting people to step up to be an officer.
Really?
So, yeah.
Wow.
So when you have a small club, I feel for them, but
I do too.
it would be a challenge.
Yeah, that is just a goal to get at least 25 members. So
Right.
what was your concern? Just the growing Rotary by
Well,
new-
just growing by clubs, whether that's helpful.
Mhm.
If in fact you've got a really, so Kathy, whatever happened to, you had a virtual club up in Warren County, or maybe it was Front Royal, Beth was her name, I think.
Beth
Is that still
Waller?
going?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's still going. They're still going. And that club has really done a lot with flexibility for their members. And I think that's why they're still going. They've looked tremendously at flexibility as far as meetings. They only meet, I believe, now twice a month, every other week, not every week. And that was a big push to help them meet keep the club going. The early leadership is really important to your point, Kim. You need some strong leaders, especially if it's a new club. You've got to have some really strong leaders in those early years. Then once you get started, it can kind of build on itself. But the early years are tough. But they're still going,
Good.
And
Good.
they're
Because she was an Energizer bunny, so that's not surprising.
yes, exactly.
I think one of the problems that we have is age. So we've got a number of people still in our club, but they're old enough that they don't want to be doing stuff anymore. And I'm talking like mid-70s and above, So it becomes hard.
Excuse me, Terry.
Nothing wrong with that.
Kim's very active.
There are people that have been active for years and years and years, and they just want somebody else to do stuff now. So we've got a hard time bringing in younger people to, start doing some of that stuff. So even though we've got more than 25 people in our club, we don't necessarily have 25 people that are willing to do the hard work. We just have a few. And so we're one of those clubs that just next year, we're starting to regurgitate presidents. And we've never done that before, but we're in that position now. So.
My husband club, well, he's in the Front Royal Club, and he has a lot of members that have reached the rule of 85.
Mhm.
So they don't show up even because they don't have attendance that they have to worry about. So they purposely in their membership development targeted younger people for their clubs just to help fill in that gap that they were seeing, because they had a huge amount of membership that was in that rule of 85 category.
Mhm.
You know, and the same thing we've been doing. I mean, my goal for my president year was to get 50% of our club under 60. I think we'll be at 45% maybe. We aren't going to hit that number, but rather than doing a satellite club, what we did is we bifurcated our meetings. So the first and third meetings are in the evening, and the second and fourth meetings. You know, so even weeks were at noon and odd weeks were in the evening.
Yeah.
And
How's
then,
that work for you, Kim?
we're having a hard time still bringing the numbers up, but you know, something that you mentioned, and I was thinking, you know, that's probably a good idea. We did we've always had a fifth, or always for the last 2 years had a fifth Wednesday social, and last week, last fifth Wednesday, which is last month, we did it at Muse Vineyard, and it was really well attended. So I'm actually thinking maybe we should just move our evening meetings to Muse Vineyard, and we could probably get a lot more attendance.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
You know, a little
definitely. Well, I
wine
commend
helps
you
the
for
meetings.
I commend you guys for just trying something new in the way that you've, you know, structured like the different meeting times for every other. That's commendable.
Anna, something that came up in the secretary's training, and it actually came from my club, was the change of attendance versus engagement of members. And I don't know if you're familiar with it, but our club secretary actually went to a DAC-DB presentation on this, because we use the attendance module out of DAC-DB, and they said they're going to be getting rid of the attendance model and making it an engagement model. So if your club members are active in another service project, doesn't have to be Rotary, but another service project in your community, you get credit for that because they're engaged.
Yeah.
And it was a new concept for me. I wasn't aware of it. Do you know anything about it?
I don't. I'll have to ask our club secretary. I'm not familiar with that change up, but it makes complete sense to me. So,
and actually, I'm glad to hear it, because we're just at the last board meeting. There was a whole comment about attendance, and I said, you know, I really would rather talk about engagement, and I didn't realize that they had done that.
Yeah. It's a new concept that they're promoting, and I think
hopefully our club secretary will buy into it, because she's really the one that, you know, is worried about attendance. And I said, you know, I feel like I'm in grade school. I don't, you know, attendance isn't that important. It's getting the job done that's important.
And a lot of Rotarians are involved in a lot of other service organization and service projects, you know, church opportunities or social services opportunities. I know a lot of in my club are very active in other groups, and it's if they're doing service,
right?
So it makes sense. Yeah.
How many of your clubs do like an annual assessment, like a survey or a just open forum discussion? Have you been doing things like that?
We don't do it annually, but like every third year, it seems like we do one.
Okay.
We did a little bit due to COVID, when we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do as far as meeting and how often and all of that sort of stuff, but we don't typically do one.
Okay.
And we have enough trouble getting people to respond. I don't know what anybody else experiences, but just getting people to respond to yet another P-mail or whatever it happens to be, however you're sending it out, is a challenge, I think.
Actually, my club met yesterday and our president, because she went to district conference and talked about membership, handed out a survey to everybody in the club yesterday morning.
Awesome. Well, that's great. I mean, I think, well, I covered it earlier, but like giving folks an opportunity to shape your current club with your current members instead of having it just like it's always been is of the utmost importance today. I mean, just currently it's a must.
And,
And it can be
Kim, you'd
done.
appreciate this one. A lot of the questions on the survey dealt with club leadership. And are you willing to be a leader? And if not, why? And, is it because you don't have time, or you've already done it, or you don't think you're qualified? A lot of questions about that. So I thought it was a very interesting survey to see that.
And it can be facilitated, like have somebody from outside of your club come in to just facilitate just an open discussion, like in small groups maybe. So they're not feeling like, oh gosh, this is another, email or, whatever that they're not gonna even open. But it's an opportunity to just really have a brainstorming session about what your club, what they want it to look like and how to get there, and what activities you're going to be involved in together. I think some of our newer members are struggling because they're coming into a long-standing, club that's got a long-standing set of fundraisers and initiatives and things, and they're just not given the opportunity to voice what they would like out of Rotary. So it's something we need to work on.
And I think right now, a lot of clubs have to kind of regroup after COVID, since, a lot of us met virtually for such a long time and are just starting back into in-persons. I know my club just had our first fundraiser in 2 years. This
That
last
was
weekend.
fun, Kathy. It was a bike ride.
It was a bike ride. Yeah.
That's so fun.
And we'd never done anything like that. It was our first time to change up our
Yeah.
fundraising events too. And it was a big success. I was
No, you
delighted.
guys raised a lot of money, it looked like. I mean,
We had just in sponsorships, we had close to $14,000 just in sponsorships,
Wow.
which was big. It was very big for us. Yeah, we're a small club. We've got 35 members, and that was a big event.
That's
for us.
great.
We had
Congratulations.
people doing a 10 mile, a 24 mile, a 50 mile, and a 64 mile.
Whoa.
I took care of the registration desk.
Wow.
Well, like I say, it's something we'd never done before. A newer member brought it as an idea because he's a cyclist, and we said, well, we'll try it and see.
Well, that's great.
We'll do it again next year. I'll let you all know.
I'll come help you with the registration.
Okay.
Anything else from anyone out there?
Did everybody apply for a membership grant from the district?
It's coming. I don't think it's quite gotten there yet, but I will send one more email to get it there.
You want to hear something really embarrassing? My club is going to be waiting until tomorrow, probably 11 o'clock at night, to actually get ours in as well.
Okay, I don't feel so bad then.
Don't feel bad at all, but I'm just it's awesome to put one in and
Yeah.
put that money to work.
It's coming.
I'll be waiting for it.
So Terry, what are you planning to do?
A table at Summer Solstice Fest in Blacksburg.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
try to see if we can let people know more about Rotary, and I hope the Blacksburg Club is not doing that too, so we're not hanging out with you guys.
We're not that original, Terry.
Okay, good. Yay.
What are y'all doing, Paula?
We had a membership event or a social that was a membership appreciation event. And then we bought some of the Rotary Basics to give to our new members. They've changed the color on them. They're now gold. So they look really nice. I haven't had a chance to flip through it to see if they've updated any of the information. And then we sent one person to district conference.
Great.
And he had a great time. We had a good conversation about it today, and he's said, I can't wait until next year.
All
So,
right. Great.
good testament for district conference.
Mhm.
Kathy, tell what your club's doing because it just sounds so innovative and fun.
We're again trying a lot of new things. We're going to have a speed bowling event at the
Not
bowling
speed
alley.
dating, but
Not speed
bowling.
dating, but speed bowling. And we've got a list of prospective new members that we're going to invite. And then we have the club members, and everybody gets a lane, and then you bowl a lane, and then you shift. Everybody shifts. So you get to meet everybody who's there. You have to bowl with everybody who's there, regardless of whether you can bowl or not. And then, we're having pizzas and fun stuff like that. And it's just kind of a get to know us and us get to know you and have fun.
Awesome.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm a lane captain. I have no idea about bowling.
But you can register them.
I can register them, absolutely.
Well, it looks like our time is just about wrapping up. Are there any last minute comments, ideas, questions, anything?
I do want to let you know, as with all the CTT sessions, we're recording these and we're putting them on a link to the recording on the district training page on the district website. So if you have people who couldn't be here tonight or other people who are interested in this topic or any of the others, tell them just go to the district training page and you can certainly download and review all of the recordings of the sessions.
Along with Anna's presentation.
Yes, yes. And Anna, thank you again so much. This has been a fun session. It's been a good thought-provoking session and sharing ideas. So thank you so very much for doing this for us.
Thank you. And I will say again that there will be an in-person membership focused event that I don't know exactly. It's gonna be something different. If you know me, it's just gonna be something different. And also I will be visiting each of the areas to do a little deep dive into membership in small groups. So be on the lookout for that.
Hey, looking forward to it.
We'll try to make sure it's one of the nights at the Muse Vineyard for you.
Yes,
Anna.
yes, please.
There you go.
And let's talk about that.
Well, thank you all for joining us. And thank you again, Anna, for the great presentation. Really appreciate it.
Good
Thank
job,
you
Anna.
all.
Thank you, Anna.
Okay.
Happy
Bye-bye.
Easter, everybody.
You
Happy
too.
Easter.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.